Hi everyone! Welcome to another series of our bariatric cooking classes. Today I'm going to show you how to make a Greek chicken bowl. We'll have the chicken, a little side salad, and the sauce on top. It's really easy to make. Let me show you how it's done. So the first thing we're going to do is we have here boneless, skinless chicken thighs. This is a little less than 2 pounds, but you can do up to 2 pounds for this recipe. And I trimmed off all the excess fat as much as I could. And then here in a bowl, I'm gonna mix the ingredients for the marinade. I have 3 tablespoons of 2% Greek yogurt, 3 garlic cloves finely minced, 3 tablespoons of fresh lemon juice, 1.5 tablespoons of dry oregano, 1 tablespoon of red wine vinegar or white wine vinegar or apple cider vinegar, whatever you have on hand, 1 teaspoon of kosher salt, and 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. So I'm just gonna grab my spoon and mix these together. It doesn't have to be perfectly mixed because we're going to massage this marinade on the chicken anyways, and it's gonna mix up even more in there. We're gonna throw the marinade in there, and then we're gonna throw the chicken. You take out most of the air out, close it, and you're gonna massage the marinade in there. And I'm using chicken thighs today, but you can absolutely use chicken breast if that's your preference. And after I massage it, I open it up again and really get that air out, close it, and then put it back in the refrigerator for a minimum of 3 hours, but it tastes even better if you do it 24 hours in advance. Now we're going to make the sauce. This Greek sauce is called tzatziki, but I did want to show you how to prep the cucumber. So what we're gonna add is shredded cucumber, and we're gonna squeeze out the excess juice and then add it to the sauce. I'm gonna cut it in half just to make it easier to work with. With my spoon, I'm gonna take out the watery seeds. Okay, so now that we've deseeded the cucumbers, we're gonna shred them. I'm gonna use the bigger size shredder. Okay, so now that we have our cucumbers shredded, we're going to squeeze out the juice. And what I have here is a clean kitchen towel that I use specifically for food, and a little bowl to catch the water. You can do that in the sink as well, of course. You don't need the bowl. So we're gonna put the cucumber in there, close up the towel, and squeeze out the juice. This is actually really fun. If you have children, this would be something that they would enjoy to do. So now I'm just gonna take about 1/2 cup of this. You can do up to 3/4 of a cup. I'm realizing that I shredded a lot more cucumber than we really need for this sauce, so it looks like a small English cucumber is enough. We're gonna add the other ingredients. So I have 1/4 teaspoon of finely minced garlic, 1 tablespoon of finely minced mint, fresh mint, 1.5 teaspoon of extra virgin olive oil, 1.5 teaspoon of lemon juice, 1/2 teaspoon of kosher salt, and just a pinch of black pepper. That's it for the sauce. Okay, so now we're gonna cook the chicken, and I have a large nonstick skillet, and you can use a grill pan too to get those nice grill marks. And I'm preheating it to medium, a little bit over medium. I'm gonna add a tablespoon of regular olive oil and wait for it to heat up. Oil has been preheated is when you start noticing that it's smoking a little bit, then that means it's ready. That's okay, a little bit of smoke. And just make sure that you're flattening it out as much as possible. These are pretty small pieces. They're gonna cook relatively quick, maybe around 4 minutes each side. The best way to know that your chicken is fully cooked is using a thermometer for the thighs. Just make sure that they reach at least 155 before you remove it from the pan. because it's gonna carry over cook. So the heat that stays in that chicken, and we're gonna cover it with foil paper, it's gonna cause the chicken to keep cooking even though it's outside of the pan. So at least 155 degrees. So today I made just enough salad for the amount of chicken that I'm cooking. So this is 1 cucumber and 1 tomato that I diced, but you could make more. If you're cooking the entire 2 pounds of chicken, just go ahead and make 2 cucumbers and 2 tomatoes for this salad. I'm gonna show you the tomatoes. They do need to be deseeded. So the way to do that is you're gonna cut your tomato into quarters, and then you're gonna grab a spoon and you're just gonna remove the seeds like this. Very easy. This salad, I do recommend to make the same day that you're gonna eat it. And diced it. Then we're gonna add some red onion. This is about 1/4 of a red onion. And I'm just gonna kind of eyeball. This is all to taste. You know, if you don't like too much onion, just add less. If you love onion, add more. Then I'm gonna add finely minced parsley and just 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt and 1/8 of a teaspoon of pepper. This chicken has been cooking for about 5 minutes. We're gonna flip it. You see that nice color that developed there. That's great, that's what we want. And now we're gonna cook it for about another 5 minutes on this side, and then we will check it with a thermometer. It's been another 5 minutes that the chicken thigh has been cooking. So 5 minutes on one side, 5 minutes on the other. I'm gonna check the temperature, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick the thigh that has the thickest area, and I want it to be at least 155 degrees. So I'm gonna insert it here and then take a reading, and this is definitely above 155 degrees. And I'm gonna lay them down on my cutting board, and then I'm gonna cover it with a piece of foil paper and let it rest for at least 3 minutes, up to 5 minutes. Now I'm gonna remove the foil paper, and I'm gonna cut the chicken, and we're gonna go ahead and plate.